Hello guys, I am back, and this video is just to give you some tips to store your whole foods, your fruits and vegetables, so they can last longer. Yes, so a lot of times we just buy like berries, spinach, or mushrooms, or anything else that you can think of, and they just go bad, and you just end up throwing away. You spend more money and you give up buying veggies and fruits. So I'm gonna give you some tips about how to store them, how to preserve them longer. So the numero uno is that you cannot put onions and potatoes together. So sometimes we put in a bowl, and actually our onion, it like gives out some ethylene gas that will make your potatoes go bad. So what you want to do is keep them separate, and the potatoes should be in a dark, cool place. So you can store them on the counter or in your pantry. They don't have to be in the fridge, so that's a good way to preserve them. The number two is tomatoes. Tomatoes should be preserved in a room temperature. You are like, if you go to the grocery store, they are actually out, right? So you just pick your tomatoes, just make sure they are dry and cool, and they are gonna last longer. The number four is fresh herbs. So actually, the fresh herbs there, sometimes they come in a little like roll. So you just want to do is preserve them as flowers. So you are gonna take out the little thingy, the twisty, and you're gonna grab a jar, a mason jar or a cup, and put some water, and you are gonna put it like they were flowers, and you are gonna store them on your fridge. Another one that is a little tricky is basil. So I will like put basil in my fridge, and they will just go brown. So with the basil, you don't want to put it in the fridge. What you want to do is to put it in a room temperature, but with water like they were flowers, and it's gonna last a little longer. So you have a plant, and I don't have very good luck with my basil plants. I tried like 2 times to get basil plant to plant it, and I don't have success. So I will just buy the little bunches and just store them like if they were flowers. So the next one is avocados. Yes, avocados are so hard. So if you want to know when your avocado is ready, you want to see the little ball that is in the bottom. So if it just comes off, that means it's ready. But now, if you buy your avocados, like we buy them in Costco, and they are like 6 avocados in the bag, they are actually a little green, and you want to buy them a little green. So I will store some in the fridge, and I will put like 2 or 3 out, and that's gonna make them a little ripe. So you know when they're a little soft, and the little circle at the bottom will come off, and then when we are ready, we eat them. I will take out another batch of avocados, so the fridge is gonna keep them longer. So you don't want your avocados to go bad and you bought a lot, just keep them in the fridge. All right, the next one is asparagus. So for asparagus, I recommend you cut off the ends a little bit, and you store them the same as they were flowers. You put a cup full of water, you push the asparagus, and you put them in the fridge. So that's gonna make them last longer and be fresher. The next one is for vegetable broth. So the vegetable broth, you can even YouTube is a lot of ways to do it. But if you have like leftover onion or leftover something, tomato or any vegetable that you have, you can keep them in a Ziploc bag and freeze that. And then when that bag is full, you can take it out and boil it with some salt, pepper, and seasoning. And then you use a strainer, and you just take out all the water, and that can be like a chicken broth for something that you can do homemade and deliciousness and healthy without any preservatives. The next one is almond milk. So that's one mistake that I think. I was watching a video that almond milk should be in the middle of your fridge, especially if you do your almond milk by yourself. It's more sensitive. So when you put in the door, every time you open and close that door, that temperature is gonna vary the longevity of your almond milk. So your almond milk should be in the middle of your fridge, not on the door. And I always do that. Yes. So the next one is nuts. So nuts, it should be in a cool, dark place, and it's recommended to put it on your fridge as well. So you can put it in a jar, in a Tupperware, and just place them in a dark area on your fridge. It's gonna make them fresher and crunchier. They are not gonna be like sometimes if you leave them out, they just come like a little like soft. So just put them in the fridge. It's gonna keep them fresher. The next one is celery and carrots. Actually, if you peel your carrots and you cut your celery and you put them in a jar with water and you drop them in the water, I don't know if you have noticed that some of the carrots that you buy in a bag, they have like water inside. I used to get mad at that. I was like, why would they keep water in there? But it's gonna keep them fresher and crunchier. So if you buy like whole carrots, just peel them, cut them, and put them in a jar with water. The same with your celery. The next one is when you are going in the drawers, if you have drawers and you put your fruit and vegetables there, so just make sure if you're putting like a lot of them and they have moisture, put like paper towels on the bottom or towels. It's gonna be easier to clean your drawers and it's gonna preserve your veggies. It's not gonna get slimy and it's gonna control the moisture. The next one is cucumbers. Yes, so for this one is just for whole cucumbers. I usually don't use cucumbers. I try to eat the whole thing. But if you have fresh cucumbers, the whole, just to wrap them in a towel, paper towel or a regular towel, and put it in a Ziploc bag, and it's gonna keep them fresher and longer. The next one is greens like kale, spinach. You buy the whole thingy. Just grab them and wash them off, dry them, and in a towel, roll them, and then stick them in a Ziploc bag. Why? Because if you keep them in the box or in the bag it's gonna get soggy. I don't know if you have seen it. Sometimes it gets like brown and it's just slimy. That's the thing. You have to keep them, control the moisture, and the towel is gonna dry them off. So every time you get something, try to dry them off and then store it in your fridge. Okay. The next one that I always buy is ginger. So I used to get my ginger and I would like peel it and shred it on my tea or stuff like that, and then it's just dry. That part that you cut, it's like another layer of skin will grow. So when you finish using your ginger, like dry it with a paper towel and then put in a Ziploc bag or a sealed Tupperware, and it's gonna keep it fresher. But make sure to dry the end of the part that you use. Okay. The next one is berries. So berries can be a little expensive and sometimes they get a little like mold. So berries, actually, if you put a cup of water with a little bit of vinegar, you buy your berries, you give them a bath in the water with vinegar, and then you dry them with a towel, and you can keep the same container. Just put a paper towel underneath or a towel and drop your berries when they are dry, and it's gonna help for them to last longer. So just make sure you bathe them in a vinegar water, dry them, and then put a paper towel at the bottom of the box, because the boxes are good. You can put a Tupperware, leave it open, or keep the same box because it has holes. It's gonna keep them breathe. So, but always put a paper towel on the bottom. The next one is mushrooms. I love mushrooms. So the mushrooms, actually, you can keep them in the same container. Like I buy the mushrooms already, but just put a little holes in there so they can breathe, so they don't get slimy as well. So I hope these tips help you with your products and your food to last longer. And if you have any questions, let me know. Bye bye.